What's happening, y'all? We're sitting here at Embassy Title in Livonia, Michigan. Jason and Tamara Flake just closed on their brand new home. Congratulations, you all.
Thank you.
So excited.
Got Todd over here from First Securities Mortgage. He did the mortgage. How you doing today, Todd?
Good.
I'm glad you didn't go to Embassy Suites. You actually came to Embassy
You're
Title.
the one who texted me Embassy Suites. Right?
I don't believe I did
know what you
that.
had plans for me.
I don't believe I did that.
I had the proof right here. 2 p.m. Room number 307.
So Todd, you were First Securities Mortgage, and ever since I know you, you introduced yourself as Todd Caldwell, First Securities Mortgage, where friends don't let friends use Quicken.
Right. We saved them from Quicken.
What does that mean?
Probably shouldn't do that. It's probably libelous or something. Putting that on.
What does that mean? Friends don't let friends use Quicken.
It's a generic term only.
Okay.
Not to use the big box places. Because you tend to get a little better service from the smaller places, and we compete against the generic term of big box places only.
Okay. So
Nothing wrong with that company. They're a fine company.
great. So Jason and Tamara, was that your experience? You found working with Todd a little bit more personable than
Yes,
working with Quicken?
I will say yes to that. Even though the guy from Quicken, he was communicative, I didn't really find that, he gave us the same level of care, and also he didn't really give us a lot of options when we first got our pre-approval, which is one of the things that kind of led us away from him. They just slapped us into a FHA and was like, "Yep, this is it. This is what you can get," and that's it.
It wasn't until we went
Started
the
shopping.
other way that they was like, "Oh, we can do that too."
Yeah, it was too late. And I can say that they were considerably, the prices and rates were better with First Security because we had, because of the house that we were going to close on, we had a price sheet from Quicken for that home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
Significantly
it was prohibitive in terms of cost, much greater than what we were quoted with Todd.
Okay. So we put in a lot of offers, right? We think we started this process in March, maybe
It was
April, March, and here we are, July 19th, closing. I want to say we put in about 18 offers.
Yeah, easily.
Wow.
And a lot of realtors, when they list homes for sale, they say that the seller will accept FHA, conventional, and cash. However, we found that they really only want to accept that cash or conventional loan because the FHA oftentimes will require repairs to be done to the home.
Yeah.
So they'll list it, but it's really a bait and switch because they don't want to accept those offers.
That is true. That is what we discovered, and also, some lenders they take issue with as well because of appraisal issues, and we heard some of that. So yes, that is true. That was our experience, is that we submitted some FHA offers and they were not well received.
And some of the offers with certain pre-approvals from certain lenders are also kind of put to the bottom of the pile, we learned, because agents have had bad experiences, so they tell their sellers to not accept those offers.
Right.
So over this 4-month period, we learned a lot about the real estate and the mortgage industry and what
Absolutely.
sellers are willing to accept.
And what we found out was the FHA worked with them, but we also found out that Fannie Mae did not work.
Right.
But Freddie Mac worked.
Right.
So you have to be able to run the computer systems through multiple different computer systems. And that's what we found out when working with the big box places, that you have to be able to run it through multiple computer systems. And that's probably what happened. Is it wasn't ran through my guess is it wasn't ran through Freddie Mac.
Right.
It was ran through Fannie Mae most likely only, and it wasn't ran through the Freddie Mac system. It was my best guess. And that's why they were pushed toward the FHA only program.
Correct. And I think that because they get a lot of traffic, what I posit is that because they get a lot of traffic, they don't do the same kind of due diligence that Todd's going to do. Because, Todd, we talked over many options. You know, he was calling with options. You know, we got this, we can do that, that's possible, we can do it at this amount. And then, you know, like when we had different price ranges, I would communicate with Ty. Hey, Ty, we got something at this price. You know, how does that look in this particular program? And he like, well, you know, this is what it's gonna be if you go with this program. So, you know, I did find him communicative and easy to work with in that way, and he always responded right away.
Yeah. And because Jason and Tam had two different options based off the particular property we looked at and the price and the area that it was in, we would communicate with Todd before we submitted that offer to determine how we actually structure it so that it was, you know, the best deal for the Flakes.
Absolutely.
So we all been knowing each other for 21 years now, right? We just celebrated our...
Call it 25.
Right, right.
1994.
Wow.
1994, we entered high school together, and last year we celebrated our 20-year reunion.
Yep.
King High School, class of 1998, right? Crusaders.
That's right.
This is us, 98. I know you all have a lot of different contacts. Tam, you work at the bank. You could have chosen to work with a lot of different people. Why me?
You know, I've actually been watching you for years because we're friends on Facebook. And then just the connection that we made last year doing the whole reunion process and just going through it, and, you know, some of the conversations that we've had, I felt comfortable reaching out to you to go through this process with us, because for this sort of purchase, I'll just say I've made much smaller purchases in the past that I've been uncomfortable with, and with this size purchase, I wanted to be with someone I could trust. And I just got a genuine sincereness from you. I felt like I could trust you. I felt like we would be safe with you. I felt like that we could be open with you with what it is that we wanted to do and what we wanted to accomplish in this home buying process, and that you would guide us in the right direction.
And also represent us to, obviously, sellers and selling agents. More importantly, you know, you be looking out for us in that process. Not that you wouldn't if you didn't know us, but we know you, you know.
Right.
So. And that all entangles with what I'm talking about as far as trust. I trusted that you would do the right thing. With us being first-time homebuyers, I didn't know what I was doing. Even with me working at the bank, I didn't really do mortgages or anything like that. So this whole process was new for me and my husband, and I just wanted to feel comfortable throughout it, however long it would take, because I've heard horror stories. Like, I can't believe these papers are signed right now. Like, I'm really excited. I was nervous because I've heard horror stories. Right. People saying that they come to the closing table, right? And I'm like, Lord, please, right, just tell me what is, you know, we're going to get through this, right? So, and here we are. Yeah. Here we are. So, thank you, Jabari, for hanging in there with us, truly.
And thank you. I appreciate your responsiveness.
Yeah, thank you. We definitely appreciate the business and working with you all. You know, home ownership, right? We make money, but this is life changing. You all remember this forever. The kids will remember it forever. And to be a part of that for me and Todd is just something, it's real dope. You know what I mean?
Yep. And, you know, I'll add to that, you know, through this process with the inspector that you recommended Todd. And you even recommended a contractor who can go in and make the few repairs that we'll have to make on this house. And those were all trusted resources that you provided to us. So we've been able to network that way as well.
Right. Now, I know, you know, over the course of 3 or 4 months, 18 offers, it must have been pretty frustrating and mentally draining to constantly be in the highest and best multiple offer situation. How did you all kind of work through that?
Well, Jason and I have been wanting to purchase our first home for a long time now. So while it was frustrating in the process, we've been that patient thus far. So we just communicated with each other, talked through our options, asked questions of you and the others involved in this process when we were, needing additional information. And, we set our goals, our terms, and we discussed together, this is what we're willing to do, this is what we're not willing to do. And we just had to have those private, discussions with each other. And we felt very comfortable with that. 18 offers, I will say, was a little disappointing, but we knew what we were working with, and I think that as of today, we got what's best for the Flakes. I think this is the best deal for our family. So it was worth the wait. It was worth the patience. It was worth the process. Everything is a process, and you just have to go through it. And if you're patient, you'll get what's best for you. I think mostly, though, my husband was very instrumental in the whole process, really, because he found, a lot of stuff for us to look at, and, where I'd be like, he'd be like, well, calm down, So he was my balance to the excitement. He was the chill to my overjoyness. I don't even know if that's the word, but.
Right. So my final question of you two is, with the market being so competitive, right, what advice would you give to prospective homeowners who are looking to buy? They're getting outbid on properties, they're getting frustrated, they're wondering if this is the right time, they're questioning themselves, they're questioning God to determine whether or not this is the right time for them to buy a house. What would you say to those individuals and those couples?
Well, I mean, just from a practical standpoint, I would say get with Todd and see what all of your options are first, because we didn't have a good understanding of all of our options. We had one option, and we was like, okay, well, I guess this means we're supposed to start shopping. So, you get with somebody, Todd, or somebody like Todd, and say, hey, give me all my options. Here's my budget. Here's what like Todd called it your squeal point. He was like, what number makes you squeal? He was like,
did they bring up Deliverance?
No. But that's what he was like, what number makes you squeal? He was like, then we won't ever go above that number. So whenever I'm crunching the numbers, if I see numbers above that, I won't even, he was like, I'll tell you what we're doing. But so I think that's the most important thing. Get there first. Figure out what all your options are, figure out what you're working with, and then get with Jabari or somebody like him, and and figure out again what it is that you want to do, where you want to be, your geography, and work out some of those practical things, and then from a spiritual standpoint, rejection is God's protection.
Yep.
Oh wait. Say that one more time,
Rejection
Jason.
is God's protection. If you don't get it, you wasn't supposed to have it.
Right.
What's for you is going to be for you.
We experienced a lot of rejection in this process. And looking back over it now, with the deal that we just closed, it was all for the best.
Yep.
So it was definitely worth the wait.
Well, that's what's up. Congratulations once again.
Thank you,
Todd, for
Thank you guys.
for making it real easy, man.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
y'all definitely enjoy your weekend. Congratulations. Enjoy the open house tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm glad we got this one over.
Yes,
It's done.